Okay, good morning. Today is Friday, August 7th, and my dogs are barking in the background. You will see that I am starting today very differently. You see that I have my writing notebook out first, and that is because on Google Classroom, if you look at your assignments, today for Friday for math, you are going to finish all of your yellow stars in IXL. That's the only thing I want you to focus on. Any classwork that you didn't finish Monday through Thursday, go ahead and complete that. But I would like for your 45 minutes today with math to be spent on IXL, completing all of the yellow starred items for math. Once you have finished all of those items, then you can spend your time doing random math skills in IXL so we can get those question numbers up. Next, you're going to go to reading. You are going to take an AR quiz today. I will read you a book. I'm either going to read it during our Zoom or I'm going to provide the link to you. So I would like for an AR quiz to be taken on that book today. I would like for you to read one story in Raz Kids. Some of your levels have not been changed yet, but go ahead and just practice taking a quiz, reading a whole book, and taking a quiz on that book in Raz Kids. If you run out of time, and I don't think that you will, but if you run out of time with all of that work and you still have time remaining in the 45 minutes, then I want you to go over to IXL and work on your language arts skills. Okay, that brings us to writing. This is our first assignment where we're going to be using our materials outside of technology. And so here's my first story that I'm writing, or my first paper that I'm writing this year, and it's about my goals. And we were able to share a lot of our goals, which was awesome this week. We had some great Zoom sessions. So I'm just going to kind of remind myself where I left off. That's a strategy that good writers are going to do. I'm going to remember where I left off rather than jumping right in. So I'm going to read the last paragraph that I wrote. It says, "Next, I want to learn new things this year. This is a goal I set every school year because I love to learn. Who wouldn't want to go to school and learn new things? I can't wait to learn how to multiply and divide this year." Okay, that was my third paragraph, my second detail. So now I'm going to my third detail, my fourth paragraph, and I'm going to start with the transition then. And we practiced doing this in second grade and being really diligent about following it with a comma. Oh my gosh, this is huge, right? You guys, we definitely want to have fun. Okay, so I'm skipping one line. I'm indenting. Everybody is starting with the word then. My favorite goal for this school year, I'm skipping lines, is to try to have some fun. This year will be very different because I can't be with my friends. I can still try to have a good time while I am on Zoom, comma, I can find fun things to do with my family. Somebody had brought this point up, so I'm copying you. I don't remember who it was, but maybe you know who you are. I can use my imagination more. Now, remember, you guys, if I don't know how to spell a word, that's okay. In your rough draft, this is your space to misspell things, to write sloppy. Your point only with your rough draft is to get all of your ideas and thoughts into sentences on your paper. Next week when we go into editing and revising, then we will fix all of the spelling. We'll make sure that we have the correct punctuation. We'll make sure we indented. But in this space, we're just getting all of our thoughts into sentences and getting it on paper. Okay? So this is the last paragraph that I'm going to outline in yellow. And again, that paragraph matches the yellow that I've used in my bubble. And so on Monday, we will do our concluding paragraph. On Tuesday, we will revise, and I'll show you how to do that. On Wednesday, we will edit. And on Thursday and Friday, we will recopy and make our papers beautiful into our notebooks. And later this year, we're even going to learn how to type. So we're very excited about that. Okay, so I am done with my writing, and I can put this notebook to the side. And my next assignment, now this one you're going to want to pay attention to. I like this assignment, but you're not going to know what to do if you're not watching. Okay, and keep good track of your language arts notebooks, you guys, because they're super cute. We don't have a lot of them. We were lucky to get these, and this is what we'll be working in all year for our language arts. Okay, for language arts, it says, your directions say, use your reading textbook to find 3 questions and 3 statements, and then copy them into your notebooks. So, here's what you're going to do. And now remember, my book looks a little different because it's a teacher's manual, but the cover is exactly the same. So all you have to do is you can turn to any page in your reading textbook. And again, mine's going to look a little weird, but let's say I open to, this page right here. All right, I'm actually on page 44, but you can look at any page, you guys. And I would like for you to copy statements and questions from different pages, if you can. In my language arts notebook, I think 2 days ago, you came up with your own statements and questions. Today, and I'm going to a brand new page, and I'm going to write today's date, which is the 7th. It's somebody's birthday today. I'm going to do statements and questions again. I'm going to format it exactly the same way. So actually, let me put this down here. I'm going to format exactly the same way. So I'm going to write statement from text because we're using our textbook, right? And I'm going to write 1, 2, 3 because that's what your directions require. Then I'm going to write questions from text. I'm going to skip lines, 1, 2, 3. And see, if you want to go back, you can, but like this page was statements from me. They were my statements that I made. And these are questions that I did from me. So the next page, now we're going to actually search for statements and questions in our text. And if we can, we'll find them from different pages. Okay, so you just turn to any random page, all right? So this is the page I just happened to choose, and I'm going to see, okay, is there a statement or a question on their page? And there's definitely a statement, right? Both of these are statements, so you can choose any one and copy them. So I'm going to write, then she was, and I'm going to use the same capitalization, Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. Wow, I wonder what this story is about. That's an interesting statement. Okay, so now I'm going to find a different page, any page in my book. And really, you guys could do this with any book. If you have your own textbook, you could. Okay, and I'm going to find another statement. Or if there's a question on this page, I'm going to copy that question. So I'm skimming, I'm looking. Oh, you guys, I see a question on this page. Do you all see it? I'm on page 68. Yep, I see a question mark, so I can use that for my question. I just saw it. Where was it? Right here. Do kids love it? Question mark. So I'm going to go to question from text. And you guys, if you're super good, you'll write the page number you found it on, okay? So that way when we talk about it next week, you can identify it. So I'm going to write, do kids love it? That's a question, and I'm going to use the correct capitalization, the correct punctuation. Do kids love it? And I found this question on page 68. So I'm actually going to write that, page 68. All right? So your job then, if you want to use my examples and copy them, that's fine. But your job is then to find 2 more statements, which obviously is going to be a little bit easier in your text, and find 2 more questions and just copy those. Okay? All right, and that's all you're doing with language arts. So you're kind of doing a scavenger hunt, basically, right, you guys? Okay, so let me close that. I'm done with my language arts now. And we are going on to science. So I'm excited about this one because this is your first one, assignment that we're actually going to grade, you guys. So again, I've got my science teacher's manual, so it's going to look a little different. But the cover is the same as yours with the giraffe. So your job is, in your textbook, you're going to be reading pages, that part looks the same as yours, 9 to 13. So you're reading the first lesson, okay, 9 to 13. All right. And what you're going to be doing after you read 9 to 13 is you're going to get your science study notebook, not the interactive, the science study notebook. Now turn to page 8 and listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. If you had to do this whole page, it may take you a while. If you want to do the whole page, by all means, please go right ahead. And I'm trying to just focus in on, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this back. So we're just looking at page 8. Okay. And it even tells you use with pages 9 through 13 in your textbook. That's what you're reading. You may choose. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 questions in here. Okay, you guys? You may choose 4 questions, any 4 questions, and you have to answer them. So let's say, okay, I want to answer what is energy? What is Earth's main source of light, energy, and heat? Some of you may already know that one. How is stored energy released in flashlights? And maybe how is stored energy released how is stored energy in fuel released? I only want to answer 4 questions, so those are the 4 I'm going to choose. After you answer your 4, I do need you to take a picture and turn this in. Okay? I'm going to send directions on how to attach it to Google Classroom when you are in your section for Mark is done, but if that is too difficult, then you can just send it to me on Class Dojo, okay? But again, 4 questions, take a picture, turn it into me. This is going to be graded, but you choose the questions you want to answer, okay? Now, let me give you a big hint, you guys. Your main idea of each section in your textbook is written in bold print. This is bold print, where it's kind of darker. So if I'm wondering, or if I'm going to answer the question, what is energy and what can energy do? I'm betting it's going to be in the answer is going to be in the energy section, okay? Same way with, all right, this is saying energy stored in batteries. So if there's a question about batteries, then I'm probably going to find that answer in this section. All right, guys? So any 4 questions, if you want to do all of them, please go ahead. You don't have to do complete sentences, though it's a good practice. But for right now, I just want you guys to focus on answering your 4 questions, getting this turned in. Okay, so that's your science. Our last assignment for the whole week. Well, I'm going to show you cursive too, but our last assignment as far as academics go is page 88. So you do have a lot of reading to do today, but reading is the most important thing we can do for our brains, you guys, for our academic success as well. You're going to read about Miss Elizabeth. So you're going to, on page 88, read through your questions, and then you're going to answer the next 2 questions that are down below. And we want to do that because we had a great lesson yesterday, and I'm looking forward to going over this next Thursday with you guys. All right, the last 2 assignments, don't forget your gratitude calendar. Think about something you did that you were happy about or grateful for yesterday. So I'm going to say I got to talk to a friend yesterday. I also completed a cool project that I'm really proud of, but like an art project. But I'm going to use talked to a friend. So sometimes there's lots of things that happen during the day that we're grateful for, and you can fill that in. Okay? Over the weekend, try to remember to come back and fill in your gratitude calendar. Okay, well, hello. Let's revisit our cursive, which we haven't done all week. So let's practice our S's, our W's, the word us, sit, Sue, sweet, And then we're going to practice writing a sentence that actually goes with our social studies. Laws affect all of us. All right. So you're going to write as many as you see written up above. Remembering that with cursive, the goal is to not lift your pencil. The goal is to not lift your pencil. We're like writing lowercase s's. It's got a very smooth feel to it. And I think the W's, I think you are going to feel are very easy. If you remember when we practiced those, they're very much like a regular lowercase. Look right here where I separated, so I need to focus on trying to keep those together a little more. If you want to put in more, that's awesome. Okay, now I'm going to practice putting those two, the U's and the S together. Now I'm going to practice writing sit. And try to keep your letters together. It's very tempting to make these letters really wide. So we want to try to pay attention to the fact that we're keeping our letters compact. All right, and you definitely have some space to continue to practice. So I'm going to try to rewrite the whole thing again. And you could even fit some up there, okay? Us, sit, Sue, and sweet. So now we're going to practice writing the whole sentence. Laws affect, just watch up above, so mine looks a little shaky because once you get really good at cursive, you sort of put your own little style into it, which I've already started doing. So I've got to kind of focus on what the directions want me to do and not my own style. There we go. Laws affect all of us. All right? So practice your cursive today. You guys, it's the weekend after you're done your work today. Make sure you get outside every day this weekend. Make sure you find at least one thing you can do to help your families around the house. And please be very kind to your brothers and sisters. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.